Hi there, I'm Karen. Today on my vlog, we're going to talk about motivation. I'm going to answer a Spark Friends question, and I'm going to share with you a food that you may not know about, Shiratake Noodles. So let's get started. Motivation. Motivation is a big part of weight loss. If you think about it, without motivation, you're not going to even want to get started. You're not going to want to keep going. And when things are tough, and I can tell you, sometimes the scale isn't moving, you got to have motivation to keep going and keep staying on track. And I have what I call my 180 problem, which is not just the weight 180, but also that I will lose a little bit and then make a 180 and gain that back. And that's really frustrating. And what keeps me going is my motivation. I've got very strong motivation. One of the podcasts that I listen to, Inside Out Weight Loss by Renee Stevens, she talks about two kinds of motivation, toward and away from. And if you have really strong motivation, really strong toward motivation, really strong away from motivation, that will keep you going even when the scale isn't cooperating. Toward motivation would be something like if you have a vacation that you're looking forward to, if you have a birthday, a wedding, a family reunion, a high school reunion, that's something that you're looking forward to and you want to get in shape, you want to be fit and slim and energetic in time for that event. That's your toward motivation. For example, I'm going on a cruise in December, and I would like to have lots of energy for running up and down those ancient Mayan ruins, and I'd like to look great in a bathing suit and shorts and all. And away from motivation is something that's even stronger motivation, something that is so painful that you'll do anything to lose weight to avoid that. Like, say you get some bad news from the doctor, or it could be, doesn't even have to be you having bad news, but you want to avoid the diseases caused by obesity. Maybe there's some of those diseases in the family, like diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer. A very strong motivation for me is my mother, who had diabetes and high blood pressure and was a 2-pack-a-day smoker. And she died an early death from cancer of the pancreas at age 57. And I'm 52. And, that's scary. And it's sad because she had those things and she didn't do what she had to do. It wasn't enough to motivate her to lose the weight, to quit smoking, to take medications. It's really, really unfortunate that she's not around. I'd like to add a third motivation, and that is just momentum. If you're not used to a habit, you're just not going to do it daily. But if it's something that's a habit, all right, let's take brushing your teeth. Like, you've been brushing your teeth for as long as you can remember, and you would feel funny if you didn't brush your teeth. And that's how you get to be about eating healthy, about going to the gym. I go to the gym, I'd say 6 out of 7 days, and I'm lifting weights and I'm doing cardio. Maybe not as much cardio as I should, but I feel funny if I don't get to the gym every day. And it's like brushing your teeth. You just don't feel, you feel like something's missing. You just feel like, So momentum. If you just keep going and you like that streak, that spark streak, you're just going to keep going. Now, I'd like to go on to the next section, and that is mail. This is from Fuzzy Bear 3, who's a Spark friend of mine from the Couch to 5K Running for Beginners Spark team. And she says, how do you achieve consistency with measuring? I very seldom see any change, and when I do, increase or decrease, I think it's because I'm not measuring the same way. And, you know, that's a good question. I measure myself once a month. I call it pinch punch first of the month. I only measure once a month because you're not going to see a lot of difference in your measurements week by week, day by day. But if you do it once a month, you know, especially if you're doing some weightlifting, you might see some changes, and you might, you know, lose half an inch, inch and a half a month. For consistency, I use the Myotape, Myotape, and it's got the tape that comes out and retracts with the push of a button like that, and it loops around itself like this, and so that you can do things like measure your own bicep. And because the tape, when you press the button, see this? You get a consistent pressure, consistent cinch when you're measuring yourself. And you can measure yourself in several areas. You can measure your bicep, your bust, your waist, your hips, your thigh. Men might want to measure their neck. And I do it first of the month. I'm inviting you to join me in pinch punch first of the month, measuring yourself. You know, another thing you could do, you could take pictures if you don't want to measure. You could take pictures of yourself standing pretty much in the same area, and I know I've seen, even though my weight hasn't changed, I could see in the difference in the pictures that I look firmer. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. I'll put a link to the Myotape in the show notes, in my comments, in my blog. What?
In the comments.
In the comments?
I don't think you can put links in the comments.
I can't put links in the comments.
It's in the description, or the doobly-doo, or whatever.
In the doobly-doo. And it's $5 on Amazon, which is pretty darn cheap. So that's that section. Now I'm going to talk about, this is tofu shiratake noodles. These are 20 calories a serving, 20 calories. A cup of pasta is 200 calories. A serving of tofu shiratake noodles, they're shaped like fettuccine, they're made of tofu, that's it, just tofu. 20 calories. This 8-ounce package has 2 servings in it. On the back is a recipe for the hungry girls. Tofu shiratake fettuccine alfredo. I've tried it. It's really delicious. It's made with fat-free cream cheese, fat-free Parmesan cheese, fat-free sour cream, and salt and pepper to taste. And you can go wild on this. Some people don't like the texture of it because it's a little bit slippery, but if you parboil it, that gets rid of that. What you do is you open up the package and you put it into your colander, rinse it really well, drain it, rinse it, and then you parboil it, which means that you boil it just for a short time, and that gets rid of some of that slippery texture. And I know when I make pasta for my son, I make myself some spaghetti squash, or now I'm going to make the shiratake noodles. I got this at a health food store for $1.99. I believe it could be found at Whole Foods and maybe Trader Joe's, I'm not sure. But for $1.99, look, if you don't like it, you could just toss it. But I think, give it a try. So I'm going to say that's all for today. If you have any questions you want me to answer on the vlog, just leave them in the comments, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.